Thank you. Sir, you mentioned, sir, you on the end. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Ray.
Ray. You said that the cartels are people who are going through legal ports of entry are not doing so genuinely. They're doing it disingenuously just so they could get the information and take it back to the cartels.
Oh, yes, sir.
And so we have that data on how many people who are legally, because that's what we're talking about here, so that people can legally go through instead of trying to illegally go through ports of entry. We're trying to send them through legal ports of entry, and you're telling me that those people who are going through legal ports of entry are not here to do so to become citizens. They're here to do so to go back to the cartels, to inform them, to then go tell all the other people down coming from across the border how to come in here legally. And you're saying we should stop that. Okay. Now, to you, sir.
Can I?
You shook your head yes, so I thought you were answering.
I'm not done.
Go ahead.
The thing is, everybody, whenever you have a group that has to infiltrate people, you have people infiltrating different groups. These people are trying to get resources. We've had people come across and utilize the child many times to cross as a family unit. We have information on that. We have these people with debit cards and cell phones already in their pockets with numbers they can call to get help from our side. So all these people are trying to do, we understand they're trying to make a living, sir, but there's a proper way and there's a wrong way.
But you're saying they are coming through the proper way, but you're saying the proper way is the wrong way. They're doing wrong.
I said, if you are crossing through the international bridge and seeking correctly the protocols that the federal government, we're over here struggling because we don't have a bridge. We have gaps in my county. Speaking for my county, we have gaps. So all the peoples in my county are gotaways. All these people are getting away from the federal government, from DPS and local and state law enforcement entities. So they're trying to get through.
Okay,
the front line.
You're changing your words because at the end of the day, you said one thing, but now you're saying something else. I'm just trying to make sure that we are trying to make sure that people are trying to come into America, and they're coming into Texas. They're doing so in a legal fashion. That's what we're here to talk about. That's what everybody keeps talking about. Everybody should come in. Nobody, I don't think anybody in this, from this body will not dispute that there is a immigration issue that needs to be addressed. Everybody here wants to find ways to do that. And so as we're trying to find these ways to do that, we have a mindset, like you just pointed out, that is going to be skeptical of anybody who is coming through a legal port because they're taking information back to the cartels so that the cartels can tell everybody how to come through legally, is what I heard you say.
So I guess these people that cross through the ports of entries will not call Mexico and advise them of the help, which in turn might have people involved with the cartels and send that information.
But that's for the court system and the legal system that we have in places to handle, not for you as the sheriff to determine whether or not, oh, they're not doing it legally. And so then that mindset is then permeated through a lot of people who then start to say that, well, the legal process is not even right, so let's cut that out. Because I would give you the information to you, sir, when it comes to how we have stopped the legal process for people coming into this country, which has then led them to go to illegal ways to come into this country. To your point, and when we keep talking about this being a bipartisan issue, I totally agree. But you tear down the bipartisan talk when you start making accusations about one administration versus another, because it's already been pointed out very clearly. And the words that are written on paper and the information that has been distributed through the news is not always a lie. It literally says that this administration is putting forth 20 miles of border wall down here in Texas.
2.5 years later.
And it does not
Almost 3 years later.
matter It is happening. And so when you say these things, it creates the divisiveness when you start to say, these people aren't doing anything, but these people are, and so these people are doing it right. And this is where we stand. And so we got 20 miles of border wall that the federal government is have proposed to do. We have prior administrations that have cut the legal process on how people are coming into this country, which has led to even more illegal crossings. And now we're here trying to figure out how we build a $1.5 billion wall that we don't even know what the wall is going to look like. We do know that the prior administration built very porous walls, put ballards up, that you show people scaling those walls in less than 10 seconds and coming over. We have seen over the years how they've tunneled under, gone over, or gone right through. So we do understand a wall is a wall is a wall. And so what we're trying to do is to find ways to create different barriers or to make sure that we are sending people a different way. From law enforcement to have this type of verbiage, I understand you're trying to protect your community. I do. I do understand, because we all want our communities protected. But let's protect them by giving out proper, accurate, and facts, not your opinion, not what you think. And simply say that somebody is coming into this country legally is wrong baffles me and flies in the face of contradiction, because that is what we want people to do. And because you don't know what they're doing or who they are, or they may be a part of the cartel, that is the type of accusation that has hurt. Because the fact of the matter is, all the drugs that you guys keep talking about, all of the violence that you keep talking about, the statistics will tell you 90% of all drugs that come into this country come through legal ports of entry. And 86% of those drugs that come in are brought in by American citizens. And so when we start trying to demonize a particular group of people because it fits the narrative of a particular party that gives you the right, and by the way, when Biden did try to put money in place for more border protection, it was 100% of all Republicans on the federal level that voted against it, that voted against the measures that Biden was trying to put in place to increase more border protection. And so let's be very clear. When we're passing out information, I thank all of you for being law enforcement and for sacrificing yourself and your own families. But you're doing a job, but do it right. And if you literally are walking around seeing people and are making an assumption about an individual without having the actual facts about that individual, I don't think you need to be in law enforcement, because that's the problem that we have in law enforcement now. Full of assumptions.
Sir.
Full of assumptions. Let's not
Do you know where the 20 miles of the federal wall are going to be built?
Excuse me?
Do you know where they're going to be built?
I don't even know where this wall is going to be built.
No, but you said you knew the
I
federal
don't know
wall.
where this wall is going to be built, so we don't even know yet.
You just told us.
We don't even know where the wall is going. We don't know what the wall is going to be. We don't know anything about the contractors. I don't know if it's going to be a porous wall. I don't know if it's going to be. Only thing that I heard is it's not going to be wires. I heard it's not going to be possibly. But it's not written in the RFP, because I haven't seen the RFP. It's not written in the bill. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, you guys coming in here, and you have your right to come in.
Sir, we're law enforcement. We're not just guys.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. We're here. We took an oath.
I appreciate you.
We're
being
elected officials, just like you are, sir.
I appreciate you being in law enforcement.
So
Thank you.
Respect me, because I've been respecting you for the time I've been here.
How have I disrespected you? How have I disrespected you?
Representative Johnson.
Because I asked a simple question.
No, sir.
People are coming here legally.
These are facts
People are coming
that I
here
received.
Give me the fact.
I spoke
that
to
somebody came legally.
I spoke to Mayorkas in a meeting, sir, that you were not part of, where only border sheriffs were there.
Give me.
So he
the
gave us
fact.
information and facts.
Toth, if you don't shut up while I'm trying to listen to this man.
Sir, you need to respect the people here as well.
I'm
We're all
respecting
professionals.
you, sir. Talk.
Representative Johnson, please.
No, we're going to talk to Toth as he continues to speak out loud while I'm speaking. It doesn't matter. It does matter. You wait your turn and I will talk, but you don't talk when I'm talking.
Point
I
of order,
didn't call
Mr.
any of your
Chairman.
conversation stupid.
Point of order, Mr.
Which it
Chairman.
was.
Yeah.
But I didn't say it out loud. I kept it to myself.
Representative Johnson, please.
Everybody always gets up in arms when hard conversations are made, and now everybody wants to say, oh my God, you've hurt my feelings, because I gave you facts. I gave you statistics. Nobody has given me a statistic. Nobody has given me a fact. You keep giving me your opinion, and now your opinion, my opinion, your opinion is wrong.
It's not
and I'm
opinion,
telling
because
you
I've
that.
been living it, sir.
So
Representative
you
Johnson.
guys are upset. Thank you so much for coming here today, and sir.
Thank you,
And
too.
I
God bless you,
appreciate
sir.
Again,
God
the
bless you.
work that you do as law enforcement.
So I'd like to comment. I know you said a whole lot of different things and caught every one of them. First and foremost, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'll tell you what this administration has said on TV about the border being secure. It is the most unsecure border we have seen, at least in the 26 years of my Border Patrol career. And I'll give you some numbers. I'll tell you some numbers for Terrell County. For the United States Border Patrol station that's there, I used to be the patrol agent in charge there. I ran that station for 11 years. 11 years of my 26 years. So historically, we'd have about 1,000 apprehensions. And I can give you each year of those apprehensions if you'd like, but I'd just like to point out the ones going back to when this administration took over. So in fiscal year 20, we had 1,419 apprehensions. That was FY 20. FY 21, the first year of this administration, our apprehensions jumped up to 5,525. The second year of this administration, our apprehensions jumped up to 7,332. And then last year, apprehensions dropped down to 4,000. Now, let me give you some got-away numbers as well. And you understand, sir, what a got-away number is?
Do you know why those numbers jumped? You're seeing those numbers. Do you know why they jumped?
I sure do. It was because the President of the United States, and again, if you'll recall in my previous words, I'm the first to tell you, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Trump, they all lent to a safer and more secure border. It was until this administration came in and decided to dismantle everything that had been done. And they dismantled it by their policies. And when you talked about people coming in illegally, being allowed in legally, that are coming in illegally, I want to make a point to that. So the reason we have this problem we do now is because of change in policy. Rather than changing policy from administration to administration,
Which policy,
we need
sir?
immigration policy.
Which policies that you're specifically saying?
Asylum seekers. So let's look back at President Trump's remain in Mexico. That had a beneficial impact along the border. At that point, we saw the safest and most secure border we'd ever seen. I can say that's factual. I can pull up the numbers from, and I've got them on my phone if you'd like to look at those.
From 2020?
Sure.
Yeah, I know. That's what we pointed out already. I've already said those numbers dropped from 2020. To say that
No, there was actually an increase in 2020. From 2019 to 2020, there was an increase.
economy in the world, but you take out a particular year is disingenuous. I'm saying overall. So when you're saying, oh, the policy, I'm asking you, because the policy demonstrates that when Trump actually stopped legal ports of entry, that's when the numbers increased. And
He didn't stop
and
legal
that
ports of
doesn't
entry.
happen from day to day. That takes a time. It takes years.
What do you mean by he stopped illegal ports of entry?
Off the number of people who legally can come in the country from 500,000 all the way down to 100,000.
He did it. He made it happen in a safe and orderly fashion. That's something we're not seeing at this time.
But you cut
Matter of
off
fact, let's look
legally
at
the number of
deaths.
people who can come in.
Let's look at deaths.
Why would you cut
860
Why
deaths.
would you cut off people from coming into the country legally to force them to come illegal? Why would you do
They're
that?
not coming in legally. They're coming in illegally. They're coming under a false pretense.
That's the point. The point that I'm making. He cut
I don't
it off
understand your
legally.
point. No, he didn't.
Oh, gee, didn't say that.
Thank you, sir.
There's 81.9% increase of apprehensions from 2020 to 21. 81.9% in apprehensions of illegal crossers.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Representative Tepper?
I'd like to thank Representative Johnson for always bringing some excitement to the proceedings.